Yo, that's pretty crazy. These moves on British pound yen the last couple nights and the last month or two, honestly, has been fire. Look at these fresh examples. These two entries were based off this break of support when it broke down here, and then this one as well. But yeah, and then if you wanted to call this a flag, like the move coming, that move going into the flag is like basically the same distance that it comes out of it. But another thing, another reason why I was taking profit there, now my face is over there. Um, this whole slow drift up, the way I'm looking at it, this is the day changeover, so 5 p.m. when like markets change over. The lows made in this, like when the day's looking like this up until here, these lows aren't very significant, and I'm expecting price to end up at least lower than these lows at some point. That's how I'm viewing it at like an hour before the market open at like 2 a.m. Eastern time. But yeah, so these lows aren't very significant. These lows are pretty strong. And then this kind of gap is generally where I'd aim or expect it to come down at least to clear out this liquidity. Like everyone buying during these times with their stop losses all kind of chilling in here. Whatever the reason is, that's basically exactly how far down it came. That it ends up bouncing off this right where price action changes. If you see from the lows, it quickly moves up and then slowly moves up and then slowly moves up. So I'm expecting sells here. Price was just drifting into previous resistance. This level is resistance from a week or two ago, a couple times. So it was just slowing down, losing momentum, pressing up against this resistance line. I was not thinking it would be out of the picture if it did exactly what it did. And so this sweeper move that you could call it, and this sweep of liquidity, this pop higher, this fake out before dropping, same kind of thing the day before with the trade where you got this whole fancy, huge move down, bit of a consolidation, makes a low or a left shoulder ahead here, and then a right shoulder. And then it was like this sweep here, that drop low, which took me out because I had some buys in here. And then a quick this sweep to the downside right before the market opened, before this huge move up, mirroring this move down, this move up, the same kind of price action going into this low as it was coming out of it. Like it's harmonic shit like that. It was also into a support zone from days prior where you could draw something like that is what we're looking at. And then that was testing the neckline of this bigger head and shoulders where it's something like that. And then that's the right shoulder. Retest. Another retest. To infinity and beyond. How about that? Look at this whole setup here. So this is that same low. And the day before there was all this huge whatever happened. But price was chilling, made this high, little double top thing. I was watching this break down, kind of felt like I missed it, but it was early. It was like right at 2. It was an hour before the open. So price made this double top, started to come down, and was into support from before. Like the way I was looking at it when it was making these lows, I was looking at these lows, I was looking at that low, and this whole kind of area I could have seen it reversing from, which it did. So that's why I took these buys on the breakout above these highs. And those are the kind of trades that you could totally follow and bank on. And then looking for how I took profit on this. When price was just waiting down here, I was expecting this whole gap from these lows down to like this high. Anywhere in here, I was looking to and did take profit. Thinking it could reverse once it got up into this kind of area, especially up to here or here. So that's a similarity in all three of these moves. The quick little fake out or the stop loss hunt, the clearing of liquidity where just before the markets open or around that time, price goes just lower than here, clearing out all this area, creating fresh lows so that it can really move up. That's like the spring in Wycoff's theory or stuff like that. Similar thing here where there was a spike to the downside just before this huge move up. And then finally, the most recent one, in the opposite direction, price jumped up just before the open, before completing its move down. This is like what the banks are doing. Like when price is just accumulating and there's more sell orders, it's into resistance, price wants to come down. Rather than letting all the retail traders who have loaded up in here make all the money, they take a fat order, a sell order, and since it's so big, they get it at a discount. So it pops up to trigger it, loads up all those shares, and then that's what pushes markets down. So all the retail traders get cleared out, and then the banks and me catch these moves down. Yeah, I hope you found that interesting. With these moves, you can make ridiculous money by scaling up the prop firm like FTMO. If you know about them, you put some money up front. I'm working with a $200,000 account right here. You have a two-stage evaluation. First stage, I grew at 10%. In the second stage here, looking to grow at another 5%, and then I get paid on what's on top of this. So I've kind of been grinding away at this one. Let's get this money together. You know, growing on top of this, if I can grow another 10% over the next few months or so, pocket 20 grand. That's what I want.